Hey everybody, Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich here with an update on the tropics. We've got a lot to talk about in the tropics, but really only one system is going to impact the U.S. in the immediate future and really have any threat to the Carolinas, and that's Sally. So we're going to start with Sally first. We'll get right to Sally. Here is the latest satellite and radar loop. The storm is getting stronger. We're starting to see an eye begin to form with this system. And I was hoping it would get closer to the coast before this happened because it still has about a 24-hour window for some rapid intensification. You can see how close it is to the coast right now. And again, the general movement has been in this direction, so heading up in here. But it's definitely getting its act together for the first time, really, since it was even recognized as a tropical wave or a disturbance. Let me show you the visible image here, because you can see the outflow kind of becoming more symmetrical. Now the low-level circulation is tucked in right about there, so it's right in there, but you can see the low-level clouds coming in and then the high-level clouds going out. That's what we call outflow. It's basically like a chimney venting a fire. As outflow goes away from the storm, it allows more warm, humid air to get pulled into the middle. So this is an engine, and as they get outflow, you need inflow. So just like a fire would burn, you want airflow and fuel, but you also want that exhaust so it doesn't suffocate itself. And that's why you see storms explode like this over areas in the Gulf of Mexico. So let's go right to the forecast. This was the 11 a.m. advisory, just came in. Winds are 65 miles per hour, very close to becoming a hurricane. And it likely will become a hurricane here as it slows down. The other key part here is how slow it is moving. Notice the speed at the top, west-northwest at 6 miles per hour. So that's a pretty slow movement overall. I'm going to pause this right here, and I'll move the map. So, whoops, let me back it up. Play it right there, and I'll move the map here so you can see it a little better. Get it away from my head. So you can see the movement off to the north and west, likely Mississippi Gulf Coast affecting southeast Louisiana, even Alabama and the Florida Panhandle. Remember, this is where the center is forecast to be. It doesn't mean that's where the impacts will. The impacts actually will extend way out here and to here. So the impacts will be all in this area, and especially that east side, as we know, is the stronger side of the storm. So then it moves inland and it weakens rapidly because it's going to be moving so slow. It'll be over land. It's not going to affect the Carolinas directly like most tropical systems do that crossovers. Typically, we worry about flooding, some wind, and tornadoes, but this is expected to fall apart and become a remnant low over Georgia probably sometime early Friday. So what does that mean for the Carolinas? Well, it means we're probably not going to worry about wind, which is good. We're not going to worry about severe weather because it's tracking to our south. But that moisture is going to be here. So the moisture combined with a cold front sweeping in from the north and west will provide us some heavy rain. But the trend I want to watch is this could continue to move down here, which would allow the front to get in sooner and maybe reduce our rain chances. So we're in that kind of fine line of how quickly that front gets in here, and also how much moisture it could squeeze out. And speaking of that, let me show you the flash flood guidance, because you can see tomorrow we're in that extreme flash flood threat for Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. But notice as we go into Wednesday, we start to see that heavy rain threat shift up towards the Carolinas. Now, right now, most of it's going to be down here, but we'll be in that green range, and I wouldn't be surprised to see some of that yellow sneaking into the Carolinas on Thursday. I think our worst weather is going to be Thursday and Friday, but it could start as soon as Wednesday night. So let me show you the Futurecast here to kind of show you how things unfold. First things first, today we've got a front coming through with scattered showers. Makes for a beautiful Tuesday. Tuesday actually looks really amazing. We're going to have northeast winds, really dry conditions. Should be really nice, at least on Thursday. Well, that front is stuck down there. At the same time, here comes the remnants of Sally, starts interacting with that old front on Wednesday night. So watch the moisture coming in. Couple of moving parts here. We've got the old front here. We're wedged in with northeast wind, so it's not going to be very warm, but this warm, humid tropical air is going to try to push up over the front. And at the same time, we've got this stronger front coming down from the north and west. So we're kind of in that squeeze play, which is going to squeeze out moisture. So our biggest impacts is going to be rain. It's just a matter of how much. And you can see going into Thursday, heavy rain moving in. But again, if this front to the north and west gets in here quick, we might get very lucky. This might move in on Thursday night and maybe push all this mess out of here. And especially if the track of the system is further south, that would allow for this front to get further south and gets us to this dry air quicker. So there's still a lot of uncertainty in the long range, but I do think we're going to at least see one day of heavy rain on Thursday and possibly even into Friday before it clears out. And just to show you that precipitable water, this is something we look at quite a bit to see how much moisture we're going to have. Watch the moisture coming up. You see that deep tropical moisture? It's kind of in that reddish, purplish kind of salmon color, but also notice the dry air coming in from the north and west. So it's a battle right there Thursday to Friday as the remnants move to our south, but then watch this front come blasting in here Friday night, Saturday morning. So the weekend right now, if this holds true, is going to be absolutely amazing. Wall-to-wall sunshine, clear and cool. I'm talking chilly. Temperatures in the low 70s, morning lows could possibly be in the 40s. So our rainfall chances, just to show you, really peak on Thursday and Friday, but then go down. That's really Saturday morning, and that's really late Wednesday. So the weekend into early next week looks great. And just to show you how great the dew points are, I'm going to move my head out of the way. I move myself right there. Look at these dew points, guys. I mean, 57 tomorrow, 60s with that rain on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But then for the weekend, 40s and 30s for dew points. That is a true taste of autumn. That is going to feel great. But as I mentioned, that's not the only system out there. We have 5 named tropical systems. Check this out. Sally, Paulette, Rene, which is a depression and falling apart, but Teddy and Vicky. 5 simultaneously named systems. The last time we had that happen was back in, I think, 1971 or 77. It's been a while, and this is a rare event to see this many systems out in the Atlantic, and we're likely going to have more. We've only got one more name on the list, which is Wilfred. So we're going to have a Greek alphabet probably used here in the next couple of weeks. But look at our systems there: Sally, Paulette, and Rene. And in case you're wondering, Paulette, no issue. Rene, no issue. Teddy, no issue. Vicky, it's still early. We'll see where it goes, but likely recurbaging. The thing you got to watch, once storms get up in here, I've only seen one storm in recorded history move towards us from this location, and that was Florence. That was what made Florence so odd. Typically, the systems that affect us track further south down in here, and they do this, or they do this, or they do that, something like that. Occasionally you can get something like that. But once they get up in this range, and up in here in particular, they become less and less of a threat, okay? So obviously I'll be watching this over the next couple of days, but crazy times in the tropics. I didn't even touch on the smoke that we're probably going to see with the cold front from the western wildfires. I'll talk more about that today at 4, 5, and 6 on WCNC Charlotte. Have a great Monday, everybody.